and I'm the fire chief for the city of Fort Lauderdale. This afternoon at approximately 4:30, we received numerous 911 calls for a
All right,
crane
we're
that
listening
had
now
collapsed
to
on
the
Southeast 3rd Avenue.
The fire chief from Fort Lauderdale talking about the crane collapse.
Located the section of the crane that is behind you here on the bridge span. At the time, it was an open intersection with vehicles passing both north and southbound lanes. Our crews immediately went to work stabilizing the area, stabilizing the rest of the building, and evacuating the area to make sure the scene was safe. We then went floor by floor of the building to make sure all of the workers on the building were safe and to make sure everyone was accountable. Unfortunately, one of the workers had fallen with the load off of the side of the building and succumbed to those injuries. The individuals that were on the bridge at the time of the incident in the vehicles, one was transported to Broward General in stable condition, and another one was transported with minor injuries. There was a third individual that was passing by in a car that had minor injuries and signed a refusal on scene. At this time, the scene is still under investigation. OSHA has been called out. The Florida Department of Transportation will be out for the bridge, as well as the United States Coast Guard. The New River is closed in both directions to all marine traffic, and Southeast 3rd Avenue will be closed for an unknown amount of time. When the section of the crane fell, it did impact the bridge and leaving a hole into the bridge. So until such time as the structural integrity of the bridge can be determined, this roadway will be closed. It's my understanding from the construction company that they were doing a process at the time called stepping the crane. It was not the crane per se that actually failed. It was a platform that they had equipment staged on that had failed at the time of the incident. And those items fell from up on the building down onto the bridge below. Any questions?
When you say that the worker was on the load, fell with the load, so the worker was on the piece of crane that fell?
I do not know exactly where. All I know is that the worker fell from an elevated area of the building that was under construction. So I do not know if the platform was attached or not. I know that there was a platform that had equipment staged on it, and that is what failed. I don't know if it was attached or no. I don't know that. There's 3 injuries and 1 fatality.
Can you explain what stepping a crane, what that process is?
So with the tower cranes, they're sectional. So as the building goes up, they have to add sections to the crane. They do that by slotting the new pieces in. At the time that was taking place, they were stepping the crane to add those sectional pieces in to elevate the crane as the building was going higher.
Do you have any idea how long it will take to investigate, inspect the structure of the bridge?
I don't. That would be a question for Florida Department of Transportation.
Now, Chief, this was during one of the busiest times in downtown Fort Lauderdale, right around rush hour. This could have been so much worse. I know we have a fatality, that's bad, but this could have been dozens on that bridge. Thousands of people go across it every day.
Without a doubt, that time from 4 o'clock until about 6:30 is one of our busiest traffic times here in downtown Fort Lauderdale. To think that no one that was on the ground was injured and no one on the ground suffered substantial injuries other than the individual that was working, it is unbelievable. The amount of cars and traffic back up, this could have been a whole lot worse.
Chief, to say this is unusual is an understatement. I know that you're not going to jump to conclusions and that there's going to be an investigation, but clearly something went very wrong here, whether it was negligence, whether it was, who knows? Talk to us about the investigation that's now underway and who's going to be held accountable.
So I can't comment on open investigations. That'll be up to the agencies that are leading those investigations at the time. And this is still way preliminary to make any comments on what went wrong.
As far as the 3 people in the hospital, they're all stable or minor injuries, correct? Nobody's critical?
So no one's critical. Everyone is stable. One is stable. The other one had minor injuries, and the other one was not transported to the hospital. They signed a release on scene.
You're transported more in vehicles?
I do not know where they were at. I believe that they were in vehicles when the incident occurred.
Who's going to be the investigative agency that will look into whatever reason?
Yeah.